All right, so this here is an isometric split squat. All that it is holding a split squat position where 90% of my weight is on this front leg. The back leg is really just there for balance support. And I'm holding this position. The key when you are doing these isometric split squats is to try to find where that pain is. And you're gonna hold in that position, right? And it may hurt initially at a fairly high level. I wouldn't say it should hurt anywhere that's like a 8 out of 10 intensity or maybe a 7 out of 10 pain, but you are going to have a little bit of pain, especially at the front end of this. And as you're doing that, you want to hold where that position is. And the longer you're holding it, the more that pain is going to decrease. Right? So in terms of cues or rather focus points we want to have while we're doing this, number one, you're going to go down to where you feel that pain. Once you hit that spot, you really want to squeeze the quad or really the thigh in general, but you want to squeeze that quad. You also want to squeeze that glute and you want to hold that position. Don't let gravity just passively pull you down. You really want to pull yourself down into that position and squeeze those muscles as you're holding this. When it comes to the positioning of the leg and the knee and the shin and so forth, the longer my stance is, the more glute dominant this is going to be. And you can see my shin ends up being more vertical as a result, placing more of that load on my glute. The more narrow my stance is, the more it's going to force my knee over my toe. That is something that we want to work on. We do want to be in more of a position where our knee is traveling over our toe. That's going to place more of the load on the quadricep and the quad tendon and the patella tendon and so forth, which is what we're trying to target right now. So with all that said, this is really where you want to be with the knee traveling forward over the toe, holding that position and trying to increase your pain tolerance and your load tolerance. As a result, squeezing the muscles to develop the strength in this position for the required or the prescribed time. If you cannot tolerate that at all, then get into a longer stance and move yourself further back. The final point I'm going to talk about is with the foot. So you want your foot to create a tripod. These types of exercises we're going to use as a foot strengthening exercise and an ankle strengthening exercise as well. So you want your foot to be very wide and long. Think of it as like a tripod with your foot, where your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel are all down on the ground, creating a wide and strong and stable base through your foot. I'm going to get into this position here so you can take a peek at my foot. You don't want this to happen where we are moving into eversion and our big toe is coming up. Because what happens is when that big toe comes up, that doesn't allow our glute to contract as powerfully as we want to. So we do want to have all three, big toe, pinky toe, and heel, all down on the ground. And think about splaying your feet as wide and as long as possible, so that way we can place more of that load throughout the entire foot. And that's how we do the isometric split squat.